Right, I'll just get this up a minute. Get the right picture up. Right, I've been doing some redesigning on some things, because what I was having is a problem with the iron content that was near the rotors. Let's just get this flipping thing. Right, get this right on here. Right, well basically the problem is that the iron, the right one, right, the iron content of my perimeter laminations, which is around the rim here, was about double check that one a minute. Right, it's about half an inch from my rotors. Now that's too close, because at highest RPM of the rotors I was inducing a reactance field, as you know, which basically is the lens effect, and the whole object of this is to overcome lens effect. Now, I'd overlooked something when I was designing this, so I redesigned the magnet holders. I'll just get out of this a minute. So I redesigned the magnet holders to have a recess, and the recess is 8mm deep. Right, let's see. That's here, 8mm depth, so that the laminations are now going to be around the actual magnet holder, around that recess point there. Oh god, keeps zooming in when I don't want to do. So that will move them back sufficiently. But then the original ball bearing coupling, which was on the edges of the laminations, will actually be too far away. Well, that's no problem, because I've also redesigned the hang on a minute, the actual perimeter laminations as well. So we're going to get some of those cut as soon as I've got some cash. So we'll just have to, I have to try and get the cash for that. So that will enable me to have these extensions here. These are extensions to the laminations, which will, because these actual laminations around here are set further back now at the bottom, because they're set further back, we have to extend the actual actuation points where the ball bearings would be. But I'm not going to actually use ball bearings in this situation, because I've actually added a little bit extra on to the laminations. Just a minute. So that we can actually curl the ends around to form a ring. so there's a bit extra on there. So basically, once I get these laminations, I can curve them slightly to form a ring, or I can seat my existing steel rings onto these tips. Right. And another improvement is the actual laminations that run through, that normally runs through, as you can see, there's one lamination poking through here, look, at this end here, and there's another lamination poking through here. It's hard to draw with a mouse. Anyway, those will be set further back, so they won't actually protrude from the end like we see on here. Instead, I can find the right one. Instead, we will have the laminations will be recessed, as I was showing you a minute ago, and will actually sit on this point here. So the laminations will seat onto this lamination here. There will be 2mm overhang for coupling, which will actually seat around the interior of the laminations towards a central pivot, central axis. So the laminations will basically seat on this point here, 8mm deep, and that is an 8mm. That is an 8mm recess, and the magnets will be situated here and here, over here, on the inside, facing, going towards the central axis, which is in this direction. So the central axis will be in that direction towards the middle of the core. So that will solve the problem. Anyway, so that's just a little update on what we're doing with that. And also the interior laminations, which are in the actual central core, because those are the perimeter, as mentioned at the top of that list there. These are the inside laminations, and get this. These central core laminations have also been extended to 20mm, so they're actually much further out to give us a separation of iron from the perimeter laminations. We have to extend these out, so these new designs are going to have, I won't need to extend them manually because it'll be already built into the laminations. So that's going to be extended out by 20mm. And our ball bearing will basically be seated somewhere around about here, but it will be coming into contact with all of the laminations because these laminations will be pivoted around that ball bearing. So anyway, that's just a little update on the work that needs to be done before we can progress. Okay.